What's up, everyone? How's it going? It's Swaybe, and we are here to discuss the patch notes that just came out for the patch that is literally coming out later today. These are some pretty big changes, so let's get right into it, talking about Standard and Battlegrounds. So let's start with Standard. First thing we are seeing is Shield Shatter. Instead of dealing 5 damage to all minions, it is now deal 4 damage to all minions and costs 1 less for each armor you have. Also, let me just preface really quick, it looks like Warrior is taking a solid hit here, which I'm quite happy about because Warrior has definitely been dominating the meta. Next, Tidal Revenant is getting a nerf where it was deal 5 damage, gain 8 armor. It is now deal 5 damage, gain 5 armor. For Nelly's pirate ship, instead of the crew all costing 1, they all cost 1 less. I think this is a huge change and it's so important. Another really big change from the depths now costs 4 instead of 3. Love that. Karya now costs 7, but also is a 7/7 version of a demon in your deck. That makes the Xylag Karya interaction a little bit worse because you can't really get Karya out as early. Chances are Xylag's going to come into your hand, or you're just not going to high roll that. Battle-worn Vanguard, so Fel Demon Hunters taking a little hit here. Battle-worn Vanguard is a 2/1 instead of a 2/2, making it a little bit easier to kill early. Wild Paw Knoll is going from a 4/5 to a 3/5. Lightforged Cariel, for our Paladin lists, which are dominating, is going to 8 instead of 7. Spitelash Siren in that crazy Naga combo used to cost 4, and it was a 2/5, and now it costs 5 and is a 2/6. Earthen Scales goes up to 2 from 1. Lightning Bloom changes from gain 2 mana crystals to refresh 2 mana crystals, still an overload 2. Mr. Smite is seeing a nerf here, going from costing 6 to now costing 7. And last but not least, School Teacher's stats are going from 5/4 to 4/3. I think the Mr. Smite change is very, very important. Mr. Smite definitely needs to cost more. I am wondering if it's going to be enough of a change, as Mr. Smite is a mainstay in a lot of decks. And School Teacher also does really, really well, but cost hasn't changed, just stat line, which does make it easier to remove off the board. So that's all for Standard changes. Hopefully we'll see a little bit of a meta shift with that Control Warrior being so heavily nerfed. There's a few little changes for like Fel Demon Hunter and for Paladin and for Mage, a few other things, but nothing super consequential. So we might see just an overall evening out of the meta, which I would love. I think that it's a really diverse meta with a lot of really good decks right now. Moving on to Battlegrounds. There are a lot of updates here. Let's start with hero power updates. Onyxia, still Avenge 4, but instead of summoning a 2/1, it now summons a 3/1. Previously, I hadn't seen the stat line, like the attack value of the whelp, cause that much drama, just the fact that it existed and would sometimes swoop in at the very end after the last minion died on the board, allowing Onyxia to do some damage. So we'll see how that impacts. In addition, Ozumat's wording has been changed, but functionality is still the same. Instead of upgrading, it says gain +1/+1. Pyramid got a buff, which is quite interesting. Hero power now costs 0, and it's give a minion +2 health, and then you actually gain a health to give a minion every turn that you don't use your hero power. I still don't know if it's strong enough, but I'd try it. Tamsin Roam used to give stats to 4 friendly minions and now give stats to 5 friendly minions. We're seeing a buff to Tamsin Roam once again. There's also a list of heroes with armor updates that are either moving down or moving up in armor, and you can check out the patch notes for that, as they will be in a link in the description. We also have some minion updates. Bubblette getting a huge update, going from a 2/5 to a 5/4. It doesn't feel very good to take right now, especially when beasts and demons are in, considering the Alley Cat and the Icky Imp, but this might make it feel a little bit more valuable. Terragosa, we saw Terragosa move up to tier 4 when Tavish was a thing, because Tavish Krabby, the interaction was so heckin' strong, but now it is moving back down to tier 3 where it used to be. I think we might see a resurgence of the Taric promo comps once again. Cold Light Seer is moving from Tavern tier 4 down to tier 3. The Shoal Commander is going from a 1/2 to a 2/2. The Wave Rider used to give +1/+1 and Wind Fury. It now gives +2/+2 and Wind Fury. The Critter Wrangler was a 5/6 giving +2/+1. It is now a 5/7 giving +2/+2. The Corrupted Myrmidon's base stats went up and are now a 3/3 instead of 2/2. And Athissa is going from a 7/3 to a 7/8. And that is everything for Standard and Battlegrounds patch notes. Check out the description for the full patch notes if you play any other game modes. Let me know your thoughts in the comments about how the decks you play are going to be affected, and maybe what you think about these new Battleground hero buffs and minion buffs. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, everyone.